Hello and welcome again. I mentioned last time that I would be recording council meetings, or my account of what happens at our council meetings. Well, yet again, I'm doing that. This is for the meeting on the 21st of October 2010, Orange City Council's community ordinary meeting that we had. And I just want to state very clearly at the beginning that what I express or what I say in this YouTube that I'm putting forward about this meeting is my account of the council meeting, and in no way reflects the opinion of any of my fellow councillors or the council staff at Orange City Council. I am responsible for all that I mentioned for you today. So I again asked at the council meeting if I was able to record myself, and fortunately fellow councillors did support that. We also had a presentation from the radio station, from one of the radio stations, asking again if they are able to record our council meeting, and yet again a report will have to come back to council. I'm a little bit concerned about this because it's fair and equitable for the audio-visual media to come in and they're able to ask and record their meetings, and there seems to be no rules as to what happens to that footage, but the radio outlet who's asking, for some reason, there's been quite a delay, like 7 months now. They've been trying to record the meetings and put it onto the radio. Now, there was a matter arising at the council meeting from the previous meeting that we had, and it was to do with a recent media interview that I had, and here's the transcript of that. There were comments made about what I'd said on that interview, so that's why you, the ratepayers, had to pay for these to come to council, or the councillors listened to it. Now, the comments that were made were not what was on this CD, and it's very unfortunate that occurred, and it makes me wonder about the future of myself having interviews in the public. This is the second time this has occurred. It's happened also previously, and both times there have been unfounded comments. Another item was that I requested information with regards to Wentworth and Woodward Street intersection. Now, 4 months ago, I brought this to council's attention. There were some concerns about it. It was also mentioned at one of our community forums that we had, the concerns about the traffic flow, the congestion that occurs there, and the safety issues. Now, I asked last night again at council if we could have a report back on what's occurring with that, and I was told at council's meeting that it would be noted and it would be brought back to council. So, as I said, 4 months ago, council was notified of this, and I understand they're working towards an outcome for that intersection. Another item that was discussed, I discussed was the Northern Distributor Road and the traffic lights, and the delay caused with the traffic lights. Again, it was a site that I was never happy with, and the public has said to me, when the people from the OSA and the Isley Road, when they were asking for their roundabout to be put in, the concern there, or the reasoning there for them was, we have to be careful because there's a limitation on the time that for people to get across the Northern Distributor. I mean, the whole idea of putting the Northern Distributor in is to increase the traffic flow and make the process through that section of road quicker. Now, my question was that when the traffic lights go in, there will be a delay. There will be a delay. When the traffic lights are red, people will have to stop, and that will delay the traffic. So again, that was brought to the council meeting, and it was stated that when the traffic lights obviously turn red, there will be stoppage there. It's not an ideal outcome, certainly not for me anyway. Another item was 5C. Now, we've just been through some. We were asked to alter the water restrictions because the dam was overflowing. Now, there was a survey that was done recently with our council, and I was one of the councillors who objected to the huge jump in increasing the water restrictions. And I firmly believe that we should have done it progressively. Like, we could have reviewed it each month and slowly and progressively increased the rates. In this survey, interestingly, in this survey, it says here, respondents also demonstrated support for permanent water conservation measures to be implemented. And one of the things they've said in here is that allowing hard surfaces to only be washed down in the case of health risks. That's what the survey, that's what the people in the community said. And if you remember, just recently, people were allowed to wash down cement areas. And I don't understand why washing down hard surfaces would have been a priority. Another item that I was pleased about, revised rainwater tank plumbing. The council spent $82,000 on rainwater tank rebates, and it came to our council meeting. There was a rebate schedule, expected cost impact to council. We looked at that, but there's a rebate schedule for an 8,000 litre tank, and the current policy says that the tank only rebate is $500 and the plumb component would be $150, which is $650. Adds up to $650. Now, the proposed amendment that we have in council, and I have to say I do support this, is that the tank only rebate actually it becomes $250 instead of the $500. It will go down to $250, and instead the plumbed in component, rather than only be $150, rises to $500. So for me, I think it's a better way to sell the rebate system, and again, it will save you, the ratepayer, in the fact that plumbed into your toilet will reduce the amount of water that you use directly from Orange City Council. So I think that's a good outcome for our ratepayers. Now this will be this is on display on public exhibition for 28 days. So depending on how you feel about this, now's your opportunity to go down to council and have a look at that matter. There was another item that came up in council, and this is to do with my portfolio. I have the portfolio of the Council Services Policy Committee, and there were two items in particular. The first one was that I'd been approached by several people within the community, and I'd mentioned about raised on behalf of those people in the community about the CCTV camera, and the concerns were that people were unable to get footage, or footage was unable to be obtained, and also about the quality of the material from those recordings with the CCTV footage. Now, just recently, one of the media outlets had some pictures, and there was a discussion with several people in the community saying that they were very, very hard to see what was happening. But in the committee meeting, the response received was that about the effectiveness of the CCTV cameras, that there's been a great result for the Community Safety and Crime Prevention Committee, and while some people may have unrealistic expectations of CCTV, police find it an invaluable tool. 3 new cameras are being installed, additional to what we have. The other item was to do with the Parental Responsibility Act, and as the Youth Services Interagency Committee chairperson, it's something we discuss quite frequently, and we've got some. It's been very good for Orange, the fact that these children are being returned to their home when they're found, and looking at the age of the children, it's been a very good outcome for us, and I hope it's something that we get to keep and certainly carry on doing, and our police force do a brilliant job with it. In the green papers, I'd mentioned at the last council meeting that I wanted a list that was mentioned from one of my fellow councillors about 750 trees that were going to be cut down. Now, they were going to be cut down because branches were falling off them. Now, I've asked on numerous occasions for that list to come back to council, and at the last council meeting, the councillor who asked for the 750 trees to be cut down mentioned that the comment, and I'm reading this out of the council paper, confirmed that the comment having such a list was made in jest. And I did express at the council meeting that I don't have time to be at council meetings so that there could be jokes or jest. I have more important things to do with my time, so I was very disappointed that was the outcome. And I can remember also there was a lady I was helping with her tree and her tree issue, and her branches kept falling down off her tree, and to this date that tree still stays on the footpath and still drops the branches, unfortunately, in her yard, and that's what I was lobbying for some time back. Another item, and how that's progressing. As you would well know, the BMX track has been a long time in coming. The BMX club have been set up. In fact, we've had 2 BMX clubs set up, and one folded because the competitive BMX track never eventuated like it was supposed to, as far as a recommendation was concerned. What's happened now is that we have finally got the BMX track some funding, and it's underway. Now what's happening is a dirt group has been engaged for drawings and to produce diagrams. So once they've been received, then they'll look at what the costings are and how that can happen very soon. There is an Orange BMX club here, and they have travelled to Bathurst and to Dubbo to compete, because they can't compete here in Orange with the BMX track. As I said, I was on council back in 2005, I think it was. It was first brought to council, and it's now 2010, 5 years for the competitive BMX track. That's a bit of a sad outcome, and I believe Bathurst, theirs is well and truly finished, and Dubbo's is outstanding. The other item I wanted to mention is to do with, there's been some vandalism down at the velodrome, and I've had several community people complain to me about that and the safety issue with the broken glass that's on the track. So I have asked our council, and I believe they've been very diligent in looking at that and working out what they can do about that item. The safety is a priority, and it is a sport and recreational area, and I believe that should be respected. Now that is it for me. They're the items that I discussed at council. I discussed these in the open forum. Again, as I said at the beginning, I take full responsibility for what I say with my YouTube, and what I have to say is in no way any reflection of comments from my other councillors. This is totally my responsibility. I enjoy the opportunity to give you this information, and I look forward to doing this again after our next council meeting. It'll be a day to 2 days after the council meeting that I'll get this information to you. I'm a shift worker. I work as a nurse, and shift work restricts me. I do have limitations about when I can and can't do this sort of thing. And I also thank the people that are helping me produce these YouTubes to you, and I look forward to talking to you again in the future. Take care. Bye.